Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to play a tank and talk about a tank nobody ever plays. Literally, nobody plays it, and they don't play it for a reason. And that's because it is kind of a shit tank. And to be fair, there is no reason to play the tank. Of course, we're not looking at this tank right here because this tank is actually a very good tank. However, we are talking about another tank destroyer, another Russian tank destroyer, and that is this tank right here, the ISU 130. Now, when this tank was first released, to be fair, I kind of liked it. I didn't mind the tank. I thought, you know what, this is pretty decent. It's got good DPM, 3,100 DPM, something like that. And I thought, you know what, it's a pretty good tank. And I think the best thing about the tank is not just the DPM, but you can see the gun mantlet. So it has no armor whatsoever. However, that gun mantlet you can't pen. So if you wiggle, there's a high chance that someone aiming for your turret, it will hit that gun mantlet, so you will get a bounce. However, over time, it kind of just gets weak. People know how to deal with it, and to be honest, considering we have a tank in the tech tree, another ISU, but this one is the ISU 152. It's pretty much the same tank. However, this has the lesser reload gun. So it has less reload. However, it's got less alpha. However, the ISU 152 has the big alpha, still has decent DPM. And there's just no reason to play this tank when you have the ISU, the 152. So the armor, as you can see on the hull, is 90mm. So you're not going to bounce anything on that hull. The only way you're going to bounce is on that gun mantlet. Your DPM is 2,903. That is with calibrated shells. So you can get it up to 3,100 if you run it with the rammer. Your reload is 9.51 seconds. Now your penetration on your standard AP is 265. However, on your premium AP is less than that at 232. That is because it has one of them special guns like the SU-100Y. Whereas the premium round has less penetration, but it has more alpha. So you've got 70 HE pen, as you can see here. So your normal AP does 460, but your premium AP does a very nice 530. So if you can get that premium AP out, then actually it's not a bad tank. But I would still rather play the 152 any day of the week. Your HE is 600, so not bad HE either. Your aim time is 3.5, your gun dispersion is 0.308, and you have 6 degrees of gun depression with a top speed of 43 kilometers per hour. So 3,000 or 2,900 DPM with this gun. Now, if you head over to the ISU 152, obviously you have the bigger gun. Now, your DPM on this one is pretty much the same. So, you know, 3,100, but of course we are running the rammer because I do think it has more than enough pen. However, you can run it with calibrated shells, and you've got the same DPM as the 130. But you have a much better alpha. You've got 640 on your standard round. So when you look at that, it's what is the point playing the ISU 130? There is literally no point at all buying the 130 when you have this tank right here, the ISU 152. So we're going to get into a game anyway, and you know, just it's not really an exciting game, but as I've said, like, the tank isn't a bad tank. It's not like really bad. And where I said it was shit, I wouldn't say it's shit. It's just not the best. It's not the best tank. Of course you can perform in it like any other tank. Any tank you can perform in it doesn't mean it is a great tank. But for me, it's just a pointless tank. It's a pointless tank that costs money. You can't sell it because you only get credits. You don't get gold because it's a premium, and you may as well just go play the ISU 152. It's more fun in almost every way. And where I was talking about bounces, as you can see there, you can get the lucky bounces on your gun mantlet. Other than that, you're not going to get any other bounces. So I would recommend, if you are sat in a bush just like we are here now, don't just sit there not moving, mate. Just wiggle. Just wiggle, because you've got more chance of getting a bounce. You've actually got a very high chance of getting a bounce if you wiggle your gun. If you don't wiggle, you are not going to get the bounces, just like we did there. And that was a poor shot in return from me. I should have penned him. It is what it is. And obviously, of course, the hit points, you get shot twice, then that's pretty much game over. Well, not game over, but you're a one shot. And then we do get another bounce from the STRV. Now, luckily, I say luckily, but the STRV 81 hasn't got high alpha anyway. So we have only sort of bounced. We bounced 2 shots, but that's 400 alpha. But if we wouldn't have bounced them 2 shots, sorry, then we would pretty much be a one shot right now. I'm all on my own. Now I am all on my own, but people have left me. However, I have seen the minimap. I do look at the minimap quite often, and I know that this side of the map there was only 2 players, the STRV and the WZ. Now looking around, I can see the WZ over there getting obliterated, so I pretty much know this STRV he is all on his own, because there's 4 tanks left, 3 of the other side, and this guy here. Of course, he's not letting me get any damage into him, but as soon as he drops down, I'm like, okay, thank you very much. Let's see if I can turn around. Of course, turning around in a turretless tank destroyer isn't the easiest things to do. Luckily, I did get a bit of support there from my team, so I managed to stay alive just for a little bit longer. Are we going to go for the HE here? No, but we are going to go for the premium round just to get us a bit more alpha. And you can see that guy, no problem whatsoever, penetrating me, and that is a tier 7. So not much damage at all. I mean, but that just goes to show, I just wanted to show an average kind of game in the tank. Yes, you can get block damage. Yes, you can get damage, but ultimately it is a pointless tank. If you want to play a tank like this, just go play the ISU 152, which is better in pretty much every single way. So it's a tank that no one plays. In fact, only just over 400 players have been playing this tank over the last 90 days. So it's not a popular tank. It's never really been a popular tank, and it will never be a popular tank. Let me know what you think of the ISU 130 in the comments below. But for now, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.